Obesity is costing the NDIS millions. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee. I thought we'd have a look at this article from news.com.au discussing obesity and the cost that it is placing on the NDIS. Now, I don't mean to fat shame everyone here, although I think we really should be ashamed of ourselves when we're overweight. And this is talking from someone who is overweight. And I've had great success losing weight with going down the low-carb strategy, everyone. That combined with other lifestyle changes, but primarily, honestly, it was just a change of diet. Now, I've slipped up in the last few months, you may have noticed, but sadly that happens whenever my wife gets pregnant. You want to tell a third trimester pregnant mother that you're not going to get a chocolate. You be brave enough to do that. And unfortunately, I tend to pack on the kilos. Although I've been pretty good this pregnancy. My phantom pregnancy hasn't, or my de facto fake pregnancy, eating lots of food, hasn't packed on the kilos as it has in the past. But if you're interested, if you're seeing this and you're feeling like there's nothing you can do, well, the problem is all of our health guidelines are complete rubbish. All of the dietary guidelines are garbage. I'd encourage you to go low carb down under and watch all of their lectures. This is doctors who are using a low carbohydrate diet to improve people's lives, to treat diabetes and other chronic illnesses. So, yeah, I'd encourage you to look into that before we even get into this article. So let's have a look. Obese people without primary disability, without another primary disability are costing NDIS $4.5 million annually. And the sad thing is, I bet you some of them are trying to do the good thing. They're taking all the advice, they're, eating all avoiding all the fats and the meats, which is what you need to eat. That's the stuff that, ancient cultures revered for a reason, everyone. Why do you think in the Old Testament the fat is what was burned? Why do you think in Homer's Odyssey they got the fatty pig for him? So, severely overweight people who do not have any other primary disability cost the National Disability Insurance Scheme more than $4.5 million over the 2020-21 financial year. And here it is. I mean, look at this, calls for a sugar tax. Sugar tax. I mean, even when you go to hospital, the food that you get there in hospital, it's all garbage. It's all carb-loaded crap. And even people on diabetes, they spike their insulin all the time. So, they spike their blood glucose level and then they give them insulin to deal with it. This is the problem. Your body becomes insulin resistant. It's a whole mess, this whole stuff. Check out those lectures, guys. In an answer to the parliamentary question on notice about obesity being covered by the scheme, NDIS Minister Linda Reynolds said there were 21 active participants with an NDIS plan who listed obesity as their primary disability as of June 30. So 21 are costing us $4.5 million. How is that possible? How is that possible? Senator Reynolds says the plan have cost the program a total of $4.5 million over 2021 financial year. This is up from 2019-20 when 18 obese people without another primary disability cost the NDIS $2.4 million. How can you get... Well, no, I know how you get to that point. You get trapped. You get trapped. In August, Senator Reynolds declared that elderly, autistic, and obese people were contributing to an unsustainable rise in the cost of the NDIS, insisting the scheme was never intended to serve every living Australian with a disability. The NDIS was for those who had the most significant and permanent disabilities to provide them with the support so they can live an independent life as possible, or as independent a life as possible. But eligibility now in terms of who can come into the scheme is quite unclear, she said. I mean, we're talking 20 people here. What this is really showing you, honestly, is how inflated the cost of everything under NDIS is. Everything is the maximum allowed government cost. This is what happens when the government gets involved in the scheme. Look at the US education system, guys. Look at it there. So what they do is they have to put the screw on everyone to try and save money because they're burning through so much, because they artificially inflate the cost of everything. There's now a whole range of people trying to come into the scheme, for example, because they're obese and they've got disabilities from that health condition. The NDIS system list of primary disabilities is based on the World Health Organization's International Statistical Classification of Disease and Related Health Problems, which lists obesity as a condition. Oh, let's just hope they don't bring in all the people who self-diagnose with other issues. Senator Reynolds said NDIS supports and payments were not meant to help manage or prevent the medical issues of obesity, but were instead to assist with the functional impacts of the condition. What's interesting, I mean, you hear stories where people are trying to claim groceries and all this stuff on the NDIS. It's a whole other world, everyone. The NDIS released its annual financial sustainability report on Friday, again stressing the cost of the scheme was rising much faster than anticipated. Isn't that history? Projections of the number of future participants in this scheme by 2030 are significantly higher than the number of participants estimated by the Productivity Commission in 2017, the report reads. Senator Reynolds' office said people were entering the scheme in higher numbers and transitioning off the scheme in lower numbers than expected. It was expected that many participants who received early intervention support would then transition out of the scheme to be supported by mainstream and community services. This is not happening at the rate projected, the report read. Okay, so I mean, we are involved with NDIS. We receive the early intervention for our son, and that's I think it's speech, physio, a few other services like that to help. And they've generally been good. Speech is the most important one, particularly when you've got T21, to develop the skills to eat. And speech, I mean, if we can get him learning how to talk, well, there you go. That's the secret. You can become a career as a professional YouTuber, guys. Doesn't take much more than that. I'm not kidding. But here's the issue. Let's have a talk about this one, guys. Here's the thing. You create a situation like this, you create a moral hazard. The government gets involved, prices always go up. People are not spending their own money. They've got they're spending government money, and they have to use their big bag of money every year, or it gets chopped down. And then you've also got people who just think this money they're entitled to, and they just try and get more and more. You get some people who work the system and waste it on things they don't need. But, well, here in this circumstance, you've got people that are probably falling through the cracks. I mean, how much of our food is garbage? How much of the stuff to eat is sugar-loaded crap that we're advised to eat? Go through the shops. If you go through the shops, you only need to go around the edge. Avoid everything in the middle. It's the sugars in everything. Look up the lecture, Sugar, the Bitter Truth, and all the vegetable oil. I can't see this changing. I can't see this going away. I can see a whole lot of people complaining that they're not getting their NDIS allocation when it's all taken money from others, everyone. You have to appreciate that. You're not entitled to any of it. You're lucky to get it. The reason they're giving it to people, as we're seeing here, is the hopes of early intervention. That if they can improve the capabilities of someone at a younger age, then they will be more independent later and require less assistance in the future. That's the aim of it. Is it working? Well, looks like it isn't. So what do you think? As always, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. Now, I don't mean to fat shame anyone or to make anyone feel bad if they're obese or overweight, but there is a path out of it. And it's not some stupid course. It's not some stupid Jenny Craig diet. You don't need to starve yourself. But you need to arm yourself with some real clinical-based evidence. And a lot of that vegan shit, it ain't clinical-based, everyone. A lot of the stuff they're saying is complete bunk. So don't fall for that. Go to Low Carb Down Under. Watch the lectures. As always, Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can help out. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve or AussieBroadband. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.